Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism, and this video is sponsored by contribution from Nathan. And Nathan sent in a general contribution, which I'm going to use for this. I told you after my last video that I just saw Lauren Boebert lighten up the Twitter witnesses, and I didn't catch it because I was preparing for that video. So, and I was apparently there's an issue going on through a lot of the media, social media, some apps. They're having outages. I wasn't able to tweet or retweet, and apparently Facebook Messenger is messed up. So there's something going on. And the funny thing is, as I was watching this hearing since 10 a.m., and just as they're questioning, maybe like 2 hours into it, and they were questioning, it was the Republicans questioning, and boom, the power went out. The power went out in the hearing, and it was out for like an hour or so. It was just gone. So they had to shut down, and then they started. At least they didn't wuss out. So this is Lauren Boebert, Congresswoman from Colorado, staunch conservative, hated by the left, pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, pro-free speech. Barely won her last election. Barely. Looked like she was going to lose, and then she was able to pull it out. So makes you wonder about next time being out over the way Colorado's going. But let's listen to her questioning. And hers is again about her being shadow banned.
Mr. Roth, while at Twitter, how many meetings did you have with the FBI?
I couldn't say for sure, but I would
More
say
than 10?
That's a
More
reasonable
than 20?
estimate. I couldn't say for sure.
More than 50?
That seems a bit high.
Many meetings with the FBI. Well, we know how many FBI agents worked at Twitter while you were there?
I don't believe any active FBI
Former
agents.
FBI agents. How many worked there while you were there?
I'm aware of perhaps 2.
Well, we know of at least 9 because they started the BU group chat, BU for Bureau. Now, Mr. Roth, did the FBI ever ask you to share information like users' communication data without going through proper legal channels?
No, they did not, and I would have refused if they had.
That's correct. I see that you denied Agent Chan's request for access to Twitter's data feed. What's sick isn't that you would deny it, it's that the FBI would even ask you for the private data of American citizens without going through legal channels of the law. Now, I want to remind you, Mr. Roth, that you are under oath. Did the FBI ever ask you to do anything that was illegal or questionably legal?
Not a lawyer, but certainly not to the best of my recollection or knowledge.
Now, from the hearing that I've been a part of today, it's almost impossible to tell where the FBI ends and where Twitter begins. We have...
And this was my point in the other video, that these social media companies, the American-owned ones, are just extensions of the federal government. They're intelligence agencies. They're run by the three-letter agencies that are out to suppress your speech. Who are now just, not that our justice system was ever something to shake a stick at to begin with, okay? But it was better than anywhere else in the world. And now you got these guys just going around the system where you're supposed to get a warrant to get this type of information. They've now infiltrated all of these social media companies, ex-spooks, ex-government spooks, CIA, FBI, you name it, DOJ. They're all over these companies, all of them. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of them. And this is a really good camera they filmed this on. The quality on this is crazy.
Mr. Baker here, a former FBI agent, and there seems to be a revolving door between the FBI and Twitter itself. Even Mr. Baker said that there was no collusion with the federal government and Twitter But Mr. Baker, that's you. You are the collusion between the federal government and the FBI.
Exactly. James Baker is the ex-FBI lawyer who was involved with the bullshit Russiagate, involved with trying to take out Trump, getting bullshit FISA warrants. He leaves the FBI. He goes to Twitter. He heads up the legal department of Twitter. with his FBI clearances and everything else. He gets caught trying to mess with the release of the Twitter files. Elon didn't even know these guys were still there. Like, he's still figuring out how deeply embedded these agents are. So when they tell you that YouTube and Twitter and Facebook are private companies, okay, and they could do what they want and they could censor your speech because they're a private company and the First Amendment only applies to the government censoring your speech, and that's true. But the government is infiltrating all of these companies. So they are censoring your speech. The government, the U.S. government, is censoring your speech through these companies, through guys like James Baker, who are at every social media company there is. This is what you're up against. And these guys are here, they're lying their asses off. They've been caught in so many lies from so many different Republicans in this hearing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Republican misremembers a date wrong or says something wrong. You got the DOJ raiding their house and dragging them off. These guys won't face justice, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Now, this is such a problem because we're seeing censorship all over. Mr. Roth, Miss Gaddy, did either of you approve the shadow banning of my account at Lauren Boebert? Yes or no?
No, I did not.
Not to the best of my recollection.
Well,
Not to the best of my recollection, which means, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
let me refresh your memory, because on March 12th, 2021, and Mr. Roth, I know you looked at it because Fascist Twitter 1.0 had a public interest exceptions policy, which means for members of Congress to be shadow banned, it had to go before you.
Could you imagine just even having a policy that you're shadow banning sitting members of Congress, people that were elected by the people in their district, by the citizens in their district, and these motherfuckers are sitting there shadow banning them, telling hundreds of thousands to sometimes millions of constituents to go fuck yourself? That's what's going on. I mean, that's why guys like me and channels scream about this shit. Because a lot of people don't get it. They don't get what's going on right now. If they could do it to her, if they could do it to Trump, sitting member of Congress, sitting president of the United States, what chance do you have? Unless you stick together, unless you balkanize, unless you support the people that are speaking out.
Mr. Roth, so I'll ask again, did you shadow ban my account? Yes or no?
Again, not to the best of my recollection.
So the answer is, Mr. Roth, yes, you did. I found out last night from Twitter staff that you suppressed my account for this tweet. It's a freaking joke about Hillary Clinton being angry that she couldn't rig her election. It's a joke. But in response, being the sinister overlords that you all are, You placed a 90-day account filter so I could not be found. And now...
They don't look happy. See, they couldn't... He still didn't figure it out. He still doesn't figure it out. Like, they find like Elon's going to find it all. And what he's just realizing now, she already realized it. She already realized it. Elon gave her the tweet last night. They notified her, hey, just so you know, when you're going in to that meeting, to that hearing tomorrow, this is what they did to your account as you're going into an election.
We see here that Twitter staff said the visibility filter on my account excluded me from top searches, prevented notifications for non-followers, and much more. This is considered an aggressive visibility filter. You silenced members of Congress from communicating with their constituents.
And she almost lost. She didn't. And she almost lost. Because that man, if she's silenced here, you could be for sure that she's silenced everywhere. Because another representative, Luna, found their private cloud service that they were all using, all the social medias, and the federal government, the FBI, were using to communicate and coordinate bans and shadow bans. She almost lost. That's why she's so pissed.
You silenced me from communicating with the American people over a freaking joke. Now, who the hell do you think that you are? Election interference? Yeah, I would say that was taking place because of you four sitting here. The Hunter Biden laptop story was suppressed. A sitting member of Congress was suppressed. A sitting president was banned from Twitter. You know, I bet that Putin is sitting in the Kremlin wishing he had as much election interference as you four here today. We've heard about threats to democracy. Well, what about shutting down a duly elected member of Congress? This is fundamental to our nation's governance, and you all attacked that very foundation. 230 protections? Well, those are for publishers, not for editors. And it's clear you were not acting as publishers, you were acting as editors. And Mr. Chairman, I think it's far past time that we remove 230 protections for big tech platforms who are abusing this protection. And let me just say, I'm not angry for myself. I'm not angry because I was silenced. I can reach out to Elon and to his staff, and I can see what's happened. And I can sit here today and hold you all in account. I am angry for the millions of Americans who were silenced because of your decisions, because of your actions, because of your collusion with the federal government. They can't reach out to Elon. They can't sit here today and hold you into account. We don't know where the FBI ends and Twitter begins. But I do want to thank
Mr.
Elon
Chairman, we're
Musk
over
for
17
firing
seconds.
you four and saving free speech and even Twitter. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Damn. Tell you what, that is one clear camera that they were shooting that on. And this is what she got. Where is this? The old tweet. Where's the... Here we go. And this is what she was sent. Yeah, last night. I received this document from Twitter staff last night. It shows that Twitter 1.0 executives shadow banned me as a sitting member of Congress. If they did that to me, imagine the millions of Americans that will never know they were silenced by these woke execs. Let's see. Deep dive assessment of Lauren Boebert. Congressional request, executive summary. At Lauren Boebert received a recent misinfo strike. Like, who are you fucking people? Who are you? Well, we know who they are from MTG's questioning of the head of trust and safety. We know who they are. We know what they're about. You received a misinfo strike label 3/12/2021. for violating the civic integrity misinformation policy on a single tweet. The filter was applied for 90 days and expired 6/10/21. There are currently no active level visibility filters on Lauren Boebert. Yeah, not anymore. Issue summary. Lauren Boebert tweeted on 1/9/21. See below. The tweet was received a civic integrity misinformation label from automation on 3/12/21. This resulted in 90 days of account level visibility filter that expired on 6/10. A recent misinfo strike label results the account appearing in the home of non-followers, excluded from top search results, avoid adjacency, and prevents notifications for non-followers. This is considered an aggressive visibility filter. Hillary must be pissed. It took the DNC until 2020 to successfully rig an election. How dare she? 2020 was the most honest election ever run. The point is, everybody, this is what we're up against. This is why you don't see my videos. You get unsubscribed. You don't know, you don't get notified even though you've been notified. This is what I'm up against, I got 31,000 subscribers, and I'm reaching 5% of them right now. Because usually, I guess you're over the target. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you to Nathan for the contribution. I really appreciate it, and thank you to everybody who's watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this with someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, or email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.